Hey, good morning, guys. So I'm here to talk to you about what happens when we do not balance out our acetylmethionine and acetylhomocysteine ratios. So methionine acts as a mediator to increase the production of neurotransmitters, or actually conversion of particular neurotransmitters into more excitatory components. It also has an ability to be able to produce hormones like melatonin, which help serotonin and gene activity to be able to preserve DNA to the neurostructure ends. So why is this all very important? Well, if you have poor title, ethanolamine activity, it's a big word, otherwise known as PEMT activity, what happens is that during the shift of use of trimethylglycine or dimethylglycine to trimethylglycine, the balance between methionine and homocysteine can become somewhat imbalanced. You see, often what is touted or considered are homocysteine levels as a negative impact to one's health, which rightfully so they can be. However, what is forgotten is that homocysteine is a major precursor to the production of glutathione as well. So what does this mean? Well, if we think about methionine as a mediator for energetic processes, in other words, a precursor to mediate the production of excitatory neurotransmitters as well as hormones, and we think of homocysteine as a way in which to buffer the outcome of excessive excitation and being able to be a precursor to the production of glutathione, we need to look into the balance between these two. You see, when these two are imbalanced, the activity of phosphatidylethanolalamine becomes somewhat compromised. And when this happens, it actually has an impact onto our cell membrane's health, causing increased rates of lipid peroxidation to occur. And thereby also has an impact on reducing the availability of choline, as well as compromising the utilization of DHA, one of our major omega-3 fatty acids. So this is where also one needs to take into consideration the intake of certain omega-3 supplementation. DHA is wonderful for the brain, plays a vital component within the membrane structures as well, has great anti-inflammatory properties, helps to remove beta-amyloid plaque, has a lot of benefits, especially in heme metabolism and porphyrin metabolism. However, when you are supplementing with a lot of a nutrient that's not being able to be processed properly due to poor balance between methionine or homocysteine in the body, what happens is that exact same fatty acid you're taking in becomes oxidized, and this causes more peroxide or lipid peroxides to develop, and this causes more destruction to the membrane structures. So the exact means in which you're trying to limit oxidative stress to membrane structures can actually be proliferating it if you not look into first mediating the balance between methionine and homocysteine within the methylation pathway as a whole. One of the ways in which to do this is to ensure that pyrimidine synthesis is taking place or is managed in the most effective manner. And one of the big players, or two big players to that, are both folinic acid as well as thiamine. Folinic acid, more of a preferred choice than 5-methyltetrahydrofolate in my opinion. And the reason for that is because it is controlled by a rate-limiting enzyme. See, 5-methyltetrahydrofolate is an amazing methyl donor, and it doesn't require that enzyme reaction to supply a methylation complex to occur. However, in cases of excessive methylation or over-methylation, imbalances can also occur to fatty acid metabolism, i.e. the ability to be able to create acetyl-coenzyme A. So in utilization of folate supplements or thiamine supplements, firstly, one needs to go very slow and build it up gradually. And secondly, also consider the source. Just because it's more bioavailable does not necessarily mean it's better for you. In particular, when we're considering the impact that it may have on your methylation status to your neurotransmitters in the brain, as well as what's going on within your fatty acid metabolism and the impact that pantothenic acid is actually having onto the production of acetyl-coenzyme A during fatty acid metabolism as a whole. So always look into the other factors rather than just going for gold and trying to fix up methylation rates by giving you a direct methyl donor. Ensure that acetylation is balanced and supported, and ensure that homocysteine and glutathione production is actually managed and supported, and that there aren't any other contributing factors that could be inhibiting the conversion of homocysteine to glutathione and actually creating more pro-inflammatory or neuroinflammatory metabolites in place of the actual production of glutathione itself, which is often seen with poor folate metabolism, coincidentally. So again, it's about managing folate metabolism, managing thiamine utilization, as well as availability, which comes again down to the gut and how well we're able to absorb thiamine. Again, once again linked to trimethylglycine stores and the reaction that it has with dimethylglycine and the overall complex that it shares with antioxidant availability. More on topics such as this and the upcoming London Health Summit. We'll be talking about cellular health. I hope it doesn't go too over many of your heads. Hope it provides you with a little bit of a golden nugget and resource just to take into consideration when incorporating certain supplementation into your routine, particularly if you are showing compromise into your fatty acid profiles, or if you're showing compromise into your organic acid profiles in consideration with imbalanced folate metabolism, methylonic acid metabolism, or even ketone and fatty acid metabolism in particular. You really first and foremost want to restore balance to fatty acid metabolism, and secondly, you really want to restore balance to antioxidant production, and then start to instigate or initiate better rates of methylation to occur. Going straight for improving your methylation without addressing underlying fatty acid imbalance, or addressing underlying imbalance to ketone utilization, really can create a lot more problems in the long run, particularly when it comes to issues like such as anxiety, anger, rage, or once again linked to quinones or excessive quinone productions due to heightened methylation occurring in the brain as well. So it's very important to balance it all out before you go for gold. That's the moral of the story. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. For me, Justin McGuire, looking forward to seeing you all at London Health Summit, and until then, stay optimized.